Today we're going to be discussing what some would consider to be the single most important appliance in your home. So ask yourself that question, what would the single most important appliance or device in your home be? What would your answer be? Over 18 years in fire and emergency services, I've researched and I've personally witnessed the positive effects of proper smoke alarm placement, as well as the tragic effects of the lack thereof, or the improper placement of them. So today we're going to be discussing three important factors in regards to the necessity of having smoke alarms in your home. First, we're going to talk about the common types that are found in residences. Second, we're going to talk about common mistakes regarding their installation and use. And then third, we're going to talk about advances in technology that's come about over the past few years. Smoke alarms can certainly be considered a first line of defense in our homes, especially as the cooler weather starts moving in. And this information I'm about to give you is going to provide you with an opportunity to evaluate the importance of these devices as it relates to you and your family. So let's begin with a brief study on the most common types of smoke detectors or smoke alarms that are found in your home. And while there's several different variations of smoke alarms, on the market today we typically find two main types in our homes, and they both operate in kind of distinctly different ways. One's the ionization smoke alarm and the other's photoelectric smoke alarm. So ionization smoke alarms detect small, often invisible particles that are produced by the combustion process. And according to the Essentials of Firefighting and Fire Department Operations textbook that's used in most fire academies around the country, certainly around the state, and it's the one that you guys are using as well, ionization smoke alarms activate quicker in the presence of a flaming fire. They also have a small amount of radioactive material in them, and they reset themselves whenever the atmosphere clears out. Now, in contrast, photoelectric smoke alarms operate primarily by the existence of smoke that's produced by a smoldering fire, which obstructs a beam of light, and that sets off the alarm. That gives us two benefits. The photoelectric smoke alarms gives us two benefits. Fires often begin small, and they progress slowly in the early stages. Then as it progresses, it gets bigger, quicker. But even in the early stages, even on a small smoldering fire, it produces a lot of smoke. And so these type of detectors, the photoelectric detectors, operate typically quicker for the smoldering type fires. According to the Essentials of Firefighting and Fire Department Operations textbook, photoelectric smoke alarms work well for all types of fires. So they're good for flaming fires and also for smoldering fires. And much like the ionization smoke alarms, they also reset themselves whenever the atmosphere clears out. So now that we've discussed the most common types of smoke alarms found in our homes, let's discuss some of the common mistakes that we often see as far as the installation and use of the devices. So while smoke alarms can be a vital tool in the survival of a residential fire, there's at least two common factors that contribute to their ineffectiveness during a fire. There's really more than two, but two main ones that we often see. Proper placement is one. It's critical to the effectiveness of the device, and the lack of proper instruction on how to locate the device can make a huge difference on their ability to warn you in the event of an emergency. So, proper placement within sleeping areas of our homes is critical, and the improper placement of devices around the HVAC vent can alter their effectiveness. So the alarm should be located no closer than 3 feet from a heating, ventilation, or air conditioning vent. And in addition to that, the smoke alarm should be located in the upper parts of a room, the upper levels of a room. According to the Fire Protection Handbook 20th edition, smoke alarms should be located, quote, on the ceiling at least 4 inches from the wall, or on the wall 4 to 12 inches from the ceiling to the top of the detector itself, or the top of the alarm. Failure to change the batteries also is a problem that we often see. And people that fail to do that in a timely and consistent manner often render the devices useless. And the importance of the replacement of the smoke alarm itself should be factored in. NFPA recommends that the detector should be totally replaced after 10 years. Upon the realization that the battery in one of these devices is beginning to get weak, the removal of the smoke alarm and the subsequent lack of timely battery replacement plays a major role in the failure rate of these appliances. According to an analysis and report by the National Fire Protection Association, quote, half of the smoke alarms had missing or disconnected batteries. Nuisance alarms were the leading reason for disconnected smoke alarms, and in addition, almost 1/4 of smoke alarm failures were due to dead batteries. Smoke alarms also lose their sensitivity over time, and the failure to follow the recommendations regarding device replacement can render the occupant unprotected in the event of a fire. And as I said, NFPA recommends that we change out the entire device after they're 10 years of age. So finally, now that we've discussed common types of smoke alarms and the common areas that we see mistakes in, let's look further into some of the recent technological advances in the area of smoke alarms. As with most appliances and electronic products today, there have been increases in technological advances of these simple yet effective devices. Most new homes today are required to have the devices in the sleeping areas along with areas directly outside of the sleeping rooms. And on those multi-story homes, a 2 or 3 story home, they have to have them on each floor as well. And that's referenced in the International Residential Code that's adopted by most jurisdictions throughout the nation. Smoke alarms are now recommended to be hardwired into the electrical system of the residence with a battery backup feature, so that in the event of a power failure, you've still got an operable smoke alarm. And they're also required to be interconnected with each other so that if one detector activates, then all the detectors in the home go off as well. So that provides enhanced notification to the occupants so we can get quicker evacuation of the residence in the event of a fire. In addition to that, smoke detectors have also, over the past few years, seen some advanced features added in for special populations. Smoke detectors are now being designed for the hearing impaired population, and that doesn't just mean the deaf. That's somebody that's got a hearing aid that takes it out at night. It could be an advantage. So the advancement is offering people who have hearing difficulties an added level of safety in the event of a fire. And the devices not only sound an alarm, but they also activate a strobe light type feature to give them an added level of warning. Smoke alarms for the hearing impaired, which we see integrated into automatic fire alarm systems that we oftentimes see in commercial residential occupancies like an apartment or hotels, motels, places like that. In addition to the strobe light feature, they also have technological features that can activate vibrating pillows and beds in addition to the light feature that will wake someone that has hearing problems up. So now that we've highlighted 3 very important aspects of smoke alarm usage, let's recap what we've discussed so far. Smoke alarms are considered by most people in the fire service to be life-saving tools that are often found as 2 basic types, and that'd be ionization, photoelectric. In addition, they're often rendered ineffective in about 2 or 3 ways, one being weak batteries, another being improper placement, and another being the devices are too old and they need to be replaced. And then finally, there's been improvements and added features resulting from advancements in technology that have provided citizens with additional tools to help protect their families. So in closing, information that I've just given you will hopefully serve as a reminder to all of us that we need to evaluate our family's needs and consider the necessity of including these very important devices into the list of appliances in our homes. This simple device may one day save your life, so I ask you again, what is the most important appliance or device in your home? I'll let you be the judge.